Good afternoon. I'm just outside 1 North MRT on a sunny yet somewhat cool afternoon. So as you can see, my bag's all packed up because we are going to have spent a night at someplace special. And that would be this, the Train Pod, a hotel made from an early 2000s third generation MRT train carriage split into 8 rooms, including one in the driver's cabin and in the gangway on the other end. Okay, so welcome to the Train Pod. So this is, as they say, I think will be the sort of the main lobby area, and you can see a lot of MRT train seats around, which is a very cool theme. Now I'm gonna try this so-called automatic check-in system. There's actually no concierge from what I know, so the only thing that we can do is to go to this kiosk to do it. Alright, just done with the automatic check-in and my keycard has been encoded. So apparently I've been assigned to the room called Raffles Place. Wow, look at that. You have these windows that you can open up. Look at that. They even preserve these signs. Whoa. Oh, okay. It does feel a little bit cramped, especially this area over here. And I'm slightly disappointed that I didn't get the room with the train driver cabin, but you know, this is still fine. So there's the toilet. And yeah, something very interesting is the grab pole, which is what you usually see on the door. The door grab poles are basically now the toilet grab poles. So there's the classic north, south, east, west map diagram. But what happened to Woodlands? Because with the Thomson line, you have Marina Bay, you have Outram Park, you have Orchard. But why does Woodlands not have the TL sign? And in fact, isn't it the first MRT station to have the Thomson East Coast Line interchange? And there's a sticker on it too, so is it meant to be peeled off and then revealing that it's the TL station? But okay, I'm not gonna peel it off because I think the hotel staff won't be too happy if I do that. So after fumbling around, I finally found the TV remote, which was somehow in this circuit breaker cabinet. And the TV is just right here. So I don't know what you're gonna play on this. It looks like they do have Netflix here too. Okay, for the first time I seem to have a cameraman because my sister is behind the camera right now. My family has come to take a look at this place too. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this, the livery on this thing, which is you can tell it's been repainted, but the repainting is done in a way that kind of still keeps the aesthetics of the OC751B. So one look, you can still recognize that this is one of the older rolling stocks. I just spotted something. I thought like this train didn't have bogies. Right, you look right there, right? You can see that it's still there. I think it's resting on a metal plate, but it's definitely not rails. But I thought they actually took out the bogies, but I was wrong. It's still there. Okay, I'm just gonna do something that I always wanted to do when I was a kid. Doors closing. Actually, I kind of find it fortunate that they chose the C751B for this because only the C751B has these handles. Otherwise, doing that would have been a lot harder. But speaking of history of the train models, I'm gonna just sit down on a bed and let's just talk about why I really love this particular generation of the MRT trains for the North South and East West lines. Alright, just get some like natural light. So anyway, the keen eye among you might notice that the footage from this vlog is starting to look a little bit different, and that's because I'm using testing out this new camera. It's called the Osmo Pocket 3, and there's a reason for it, and that's because something tragic kind of happened to my regular camera, which is the GH5. The lens kind of sheared off the camera and it's now being repaired, and the repair couldn't come in time for filming this vlog, so that's why I'm shooting with this right now. And I've also been wanting to try out a more vlogging style camera for a while now because carrying a DSLR with a mini tripod does get tiring on the hand sometimes. Anyway, there's a reason why this particular model of trains is quite meaningful to me. So And that's primarily because the C751B, I would say this is the train generation that sort of got me interested into MRT trains, into sort of being a train enthusiast in general. If you guys don't know the history of the MRT rolling stock, I can just give it a brief one to you. Basically, you had the C151, the classic ones that were refurbished later in 2006. And then you had the Siemens C651, the second generation, which doesn't look too different from the original C151, except that the doors may look a little bit different. And then the motor sound also sounds quite different. I think a lot of people like that motor sound. So these two generations of cars, their livery is kind of the same. It has been that way since 1987, 88, until about the year 2000, where this generation of trains started rolling in. And this was a radical redesign of the MRT rolling stock for a very long time. And to give you an idea how fresh it is that I'm presume some of you all may be familiar with the new Alstom R151 rolling stock. Basically, this was my generation's R151. They had the new features like the black livery, and then you have the display, the LCD display on the panels, which you can also kind of see in the Eco Train, which is yes, I covered about that before. And this period was also a time where the Northeast Line was on its way, and there are some features on this particular model that are kind of similar to the Alstom C751A on the Northeast Line. So riding this train at that time meant that I could kind of like ride the Northeast Line without riding the Northeast Line, if you know what I mean. And some of you may disagree, but I felt that, this train made the North-South and East-West Line feel fresh again. It's just like how the Alstom R151 made the North-South East-West Line feel fresh again. So yeah, so this is why this particular generation kind of brings back memories for me. And the generation after this, the C151A, is like almost identical to this generation, to be quite frank. And for like 20 years, I just thought that, the C151A, B, and C, and the C751B, they it felt like they were just refurbished versions of this model, to the extent that I couldn't tell the difference between this and the C151A until recently, when I noticed that, the C151A did not have the door handles. That was one of the immediate difference that I noticed. Yeah, that was a whole very nerdy talk about why I really like the C751B, and I'm very happy that they are preserved in some way, shape, or form, even though if it's not like a full museum kind of preservation. Projects like this, as well as the CDL Eco Train, I think they are still a great ways to remember the C751Bs. And I also just realized that this is a bit, if I'm not having additional guests, I can just fold this, then move it back up, and there you go, more headroom for me. So right now it's nighttime, and back in this lobby area, which looks completely different. And I just had a dinner right here, and I was also talking to a family who was actually booked a room here. And there's this little boy who I was talking to that was also a train enthusiast. So the interesting thing about this train being located in the one-off area is that it's actually very near to a lot of media and tech companies. And actually this area is also near where MediaCorp building is. So being a media professional, maybe I could consider that, if I'm working near any of these companies, let's say I have to work like late, maybe I could consider booking a room down here to stay for the night. Who knows? And with all that exploring, it's time to turn in for the night. So good morning. So yeah, I had a pretty good rest last night down here, but that's probably because once I folded up this second bunk bed up, there's much more headroom right now. I don't even have to crouch down right now. So I also talked to the other guests, or the family guests that were staying a few rooms down. They said that their experience wasn't as comfortable because of the whole bunk bed situation, but yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, so I was just trying to like gather my thoughts and think about what I really think of this hotel. And the sad thing to report is that I cannot wholeheartedly recommend it at this time, because there are 4 glaring issues that is maybe a deal breaker for some people. First of all is that there is shampoo and soap for this that's provided, but there is no toothpaste and toothbrush, and they did so because of environmental reasons, which is kind of understandable. So if you want to stay here as a tourist, you have to bring your own toothbrush, so take that into consideration. Secondly, there's no fridge here, only the common fridge at outside the so-called lobby area. So there's a chance that if you put your own food stuff there, there is a slight possibility that it might be stolen or taken by someone else. So the third thing is that's quite important is that there's no safe or locker, not in the room, not even in the lobby area. And this is very very important that any hotel must have. And I'm just surprised that this hotel does not have it at this time. It's something I'm probably going to like tell the management, or if the train port management is watching this video, consider putting a locker or safe in the rooms or at least outside. Then the fourth issue, which is more of a minor issue for me, is that there's no table whatsoever. They only provide like a chair around here, so I had to use that to put my laptop on it to work or to do some other stuff with it. So the thing is, even if I were to book this as like a hostel kind of thing, where I'm not looking for too much luxury, there are still amenities here that I find they are lacking. And that's not even thinking about the usual creature comforts like free coffee, that kind of thing. They don't provide any of that here. Maybe wait until the management get these issues resolved. I hope they do get these issues resolved. It's still a pretty cool idea, to be quite honest. And I just like to see it more like fleshed out proper, and I'm hoping like let's say if the tiny port company gets another train, maybe they can consider a more premium option, which is to rather than split one carriage into 8 rooms, why not split it into 4 or 2 and make it like a premium price, and that way it's better suited for a family kind of setting. A point of comparison where that kind of bigger room works better is the bus collective, which I actually been to a few months ago with my family. I'll probably throw out some footage here where I sort of pretend to drive the bus. Honestly, that was a better experience. They had the free coffee and that kind of stuff. And the thing that is also large and it can accommodate a family. I would only recommend it here if you're still a hardcore train enthusiast and you want to see the train port for yourself. But even then, I think you still have to put up with some issues that still need to be hopefully solved by the hotel management. Okay, just as I was about to check out, I managed to run into this man here who runs the train port itself. So say hello.
Hi. This is Liang Chiang. I'm the founder and CEO of the Tiny Port Private Limited, which owns the train.
Yeah. So I was saying that earlier I recorded some feedback earlier. I mean, you'll probably see when you see the video, but one of the things that I wasn't even aware of is that there was actually a table underneath. Yeah, but so now we know. After asking him, we know. But anyway, how has been the take-up rate so far, and what's the feedback you have been getting?
We only launched about 3 weeks ago, so the take-up rate actually has been very positive, about almost 90% full. We still have a couple of rooms empty sometimes, but we are still trying to figure out what is the best pricing strategy, because we also want we don't want to exclude young families and those with young boys. As you saw earlier on, some of the people who book our hotels here at the train port, they have little boys and girls who love to stay in this kind of environment. Yeah. So we don't want to price it too high. Yeah.
Exactly. You'll be surprised at how many young fans out there of the whole MRT train system like this, and they will love this thing. And I think a cool idea for you all to consider is that maybe instead of splitting into 8, make it split one carriage into 4, and then make it like a 4 family thing. And then you can also go a slightly more premium price for that. What do you think?
Yeah. Excellent idea. But we wanted more than one train. But JDC, our landlord, as well as SMRT, they are also quite cautious because this is the very first MRT hotel in Singapore, right? Yeah. So rightfully so, they're cautious. They told me, Liang Chang, why don't you start with one train first and try it out, So if the feedback is good, if you get more people liking this your videos and giving feedback, say yes, we want to see more train hotels, then LTA and SMRT might say, yeah, okay, fine, we'll give you more trains. But this is an experiment. Not only for us but also for the government agencies to try out to see what's the feedback and response. Yeah.
I think you will have no shortage of trains because they are already starting to decommission quite a number of it already. So ask LTA, see if we can give at least one more, and then do the premium thing that we just mentioned.
Yeah, actually, the train supply is not a problem, and we also have to prove to LTA that we can take it out of the train because this particular train, if you see here, we actually did not remove the bogie. If you were to look,
Yes, yes, yes. I saw it yesterday. I was looking closely then. The bogie was still there.
Actually, the train has to sit on the foundation, and this foundation has to be approved by BCA. So what we did was we buried the foundation inside the ground. 1 meter down, So actually, if
I think I see something that looks like you drilled something below the ground.
yeah,
right?
we actually had to dig under 1 meter and to put concrete base. That the train sits on the base, but to the public, you think as though it's on the road,
Resting right on the bogie,
but no, you cannot rest it on the road because the road doesn't give enough support. So we had to build concrete supports below the road to put the train on. So it's not as simple as it looks.
You have to treat this like a real building with a foundation already. In that case, that's why when you rock on the train, it doesn't vibrate lah. It doesn't like a suspension.
This is one of the many challenges we had. I had no idea that the train actually it sits on springs.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so it sits on two big
Just
springs.
like a car, just like a bus.
Yeah, and we found out because the springs are almost 30 years old. When you walk inside the train, actually it rocks. So our initial challenge was how do you make sure the train doesn't rock? Actually, that was a difficult thing to solve. We managed to solve it.
Pleasure to have a chat with you.
Sure.
And let's okay, I'll just high five with my mic in the hand still. But let's hope this project gets better with more improvements, and maybe you get one more train and we can try more cool stuff with it.
Let's hope so.
Okay, alright. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And yeah, so that was my stay at the train port. I hope you like this video coverage. If you like content like this, press the subscribe button, and we shall see you next time. I think it's about time for me to check out.